All units be on the lookout for a red Volkswagen Scirocco. Subject was last seen leaving Pennsylvania Mall. He's considered armed and dangerous.
It was a Saturday, typical weekend, bouncing from call to call. I was on the lookout for a reddish Scirocco with Virginia plates.
Jesse's now joining the search for a convicted felon, wanted for armed robbery.
They gave a list of his warrants, but they also said felon in possession of a firearm, so that dude's got a gun.
353 to 338.
Unit 353, go ahead.
I've got eyes on the felon's car from this morning over here at the housing project.
353, 1012, I'm 1076 your location.
Officer Roy Scott, Jesse's partner, radios him when he spots the fugitive.
Scott says, I got the car over here. I see it. By the time I make it around to where Scott is, Scott now has his blue lights on, and there's that little red Scirocco taking off across the field. You never know what a pursuit's going to do when it first starts. Is the guy really trying to get away from you? Is he just looking for a place to ditch the car and run? Can the guy even outdrive you? Under a minute, we're at speeds of 80.
Scott is new to the force and has never been in a pursuit.
Scott says, hey, if we're ever in a pursuit, the second you can, that you can take the lead, and I'll fall back and take the radio car. I was fine with that.
But the chase takes a bizarre turn when the runaway vehicle starts to slow down.
He's not trying to run away from me now. I just felt this is bad. He turns the signal on. I felt the hairs come up on the back of my neck, and I felt sick to my stomach.
Jesse's experience tells him he's headed toward trouble when the car goes off the main road.
About the time I go to make my turn into the driveway, I took my weapon out of the holster. And so I was driving my last few feet with my weapon in my hand.
The driver pulls to an abrupt stop and then brandishes a gun.
As you're seeing the gun and the car doors coming open, that was the worst moments. Where it's like, oh my God, this is happening. And I bounced out of my car, he come out with the handgun, and I'd screamed a couple times,
drop the gun! Drop the gun!
It was just like time had slowed down and stopped.
Sergeant Jesse has to make a split-second decision. Shoot or be shot.
I'm looking at this guy's arm, and it's flexing. I can see those muscles ripple. And I quickly get off 2 rounds. And I'm watching as I'm shooting, his shirt is going floop, 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 floop. It's not going down. This is, yeah. About this point, I come up, fire off 2 more. And that ends it, he goes down. You have those brief seconds, nanoseconds of this vivid fear. There can be no courage without fear.
Jesse fires. The ordeal is over in seconds.
I got up there, and you see me kicking at an object, but it was the handgun.
Sergeant Jesse's joined by Scott and another officer, and struggles to understand why the gunman just tried to kill him.
Why did you point the gun at me, man?
He answers, I wanted to die, man. After that, he didn't speak anymore to us. Every now and then I wonder, why do you do that? Life is so precious, and once it's gone, you ain't ever getting it back. I didn't understand it. It's commonly known in law enforcement circles as those sorts of things, suicide by cop, you know. They want to end things, and but they don't have the courage to do it themselves, so they put law enforcement into it. It's a very crucial day in my existence. And to think about how much I've grown as a person or as a father or as a cop, that I wouldn't have got to done if it had ended differently.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun!